Welcome everyone. Namaste. Today we are going to practice in the surreal way because we live in surreal times. It is when we most need to really focus inward, to really take the time to nurture ourselves, our souls. So first of all, we're going to gather our props so we'll be ready for what comes next. Our practice today consists of 4 parts. First, we'll do some centering and pranayama, some breathing practice. Then, we're going to do a little warm up to get those muscles warm and going and moving. And finally, we'll get into our really nice restorative poses with the props. So what will you need? If you have access to a bolster, wonderful, have a bolster ready. If no bolster, you can see about using the back cushion of your sofa. They make a wonderful bolster. Or in place of a bolster, having some firm blankets that you can fold. Those always work well. So having several of them will really make it easier for you to prepare for all the various poses we're going to get into. And then we'll begin. Once you have all your props, have a bottle of water or a glass of water handy. Always nice to keep restoring the fluid. And then if you have access to nice, soft, meditative music, I think that would really add to your experience. Now you may be hearing some noises because they're working above here. So if there is some noise, just ignore it. Take it as all part of this practice. And once you have all your props, take a folded blanket and sit comfortably, either cross-legged in easy pose, or you can have your legs stretched out if that feels more comfortable for you. Just sit well. Gently close your eyes down. Maybe bring the thumb and the index finger together. Focus on the tip of your nose with your gaze. And begin a nice, long, deep breath. As you breathe deeply, keep letting go. Inhale long and lengthen from the crown of the head, really lengthening the whole spine. And as you exhale, soften and relax. Keep breathing like this, with your gaze pointed at the tip of your nose. Nice, long, deep breaths. And then we'll begin a really slow, deep breath. Inhaling to the count of 5. Drawing the breath from the bottom up to the very top of the lungs, all the way to the collarbones. Pause. And then you need to exhale with a big sigh it out. This is very quieting and soothing for the nervous system. So do a few of these deep inhalations. Hold, and then you need to exhale through the mouth. Gently bring the palms together at heart center in Anjali Mudra, the mudra of offering. And as you press palm against palm, gently bow your head to that divine center within. And this is the way we begin our practice. Gently release your hands, and we're going to come in a position of a gentle, passive heart opener. So you can take your folded blanket at the short end, roll it into a really tight roll, and place it across your mat. Like so, about 1/3 way down. And gently roll onto your rolled blanket, relaxing your head, your chest, your arms, just like that. A passive chest opener is a wonderful way to get the heart and the lungs open, and it's a really important pose right now. Really, really important to have those lungs open. This virus tends to attack the nasal passages, the sinuses, and we need to be able to breathe and breathe deeply. So having the lungs wide open is really important right now. In the passive chest opener, you're lying over your blanket, your shoulder blades are right on top of that roll, and gently let the shoulder blades drop onto the back. So you feel the big opening in the lungs, in the chest. And now we're going to begin a huge three-part breath. Just visualize in front of your eyes your lungs divided into 3 equal parts. We're going to inhale into the lowest part of the lung, deepest part, and then the middle, and then the top, all the way up to the collarbones. Big inhale, and then pause, holding the inhalation. Feel the chest expand. And then you need to exhale, again through the nose, from the top down. When you reach all the way down, pull the navel to the spine, pressing all the air out before you begin to inhale again. Big inhalation. 1, 2, 3 sips of air, filling the lungs. Hold it. And then you need to begin to exhale from the top, the middle, and the bottom, pulling the navel to the spine. Press all the air out. And continue breathing like this 3 more rounds. Big inhale to the bottom, to the middle, to the top of the lungs. Hold it. And a big exhale from the top, the middle, the bottom, pulling the navel to the spine, pressing all the air out. Continue. Another round. Big inhale to the bottom, to the middle, to the top of the lungs. Hold it and exhale from the top down. Pressing all the air out, pull the navel to the spine. And then completely relax all the facial muscles and just come to your natural way of breathing without any holding on the breath. Continue breathing and relaxing. Gently roll your head from side to side. Soften all your muscles. And next, you'll do a wonderful breath of fire. Now, breath of fire creates heat in the body. And you know, heat is very healing. So we're going to begin with just focusing on the exhalation, as if you were blowing a candle out. And as you do so, pull the navel to the spine as you force the air out through the mouth. Come to stillness, big inhalation. Hold the breath in. Apply the root lock, really tightening the pelvic floor. Pull in. And then as you need to exhale, let it all go as you exhale fully. Big inhale. And again, breath of fire again. Pulling navel to spine, pressing the air out. Big inhale. Hold the breath in. Apply the root lock, really tightening the pelvic floor. Lift up and hold. And then you need to exhale fully. Big inhale. And let's do one more round. Breath of fire. Big inhale. Hold the breath in. Apply the root lock. And as you exhale fully, relax completely. Let's stretch the legs out long. And just rinse your leg on your feet. Big on your toes. And let's sit up on a folded blanket. We're going to begin our second part, the warm-ups. Let's warm up a little. Begin dropping chin to chest and gently roll the head to one side and then to the other. And back and forth and forward and back. Forward and back. And a nice slow circle with the head all the way around. And circle in the opposite direction all the way around. Come to stillness and begin shoulder rolls. Nice big rolls with the shoulders all the way up and back and down and forward. Big shoulder rolls. And then roll it in the opposite direction. Rolling the shoulders. And as you come to stillness, a big exhale as you lean forward and begin Sufi rolls. Just rolling all around your waistline, forward and side and back. And see if you can move with your breath. Big inhalation and a big exhalation. Moving with the breath all around your waistline, circling and moving. And the next time you lean forward, reverse your circles in the opposite direction. Again, move with the breath. Big inhalation and a big exhalation as you come forward and back and all around. See how big you can make your circles. Breathing deeply. And the next time you come forward, sit back nice and tall, relaxing. Close your eyes and just feel the effect of the movement. We're going to make our way on all fours. So maybe you want to take a folded blanket under your knees. It's good to protect your knees unless you're on a carpet or a softer floor. Spread the fingers evenly and place your palms directly under the shoulders. Check your knees that they're directly under your hips. A big inhalation, and as you lift the tailbone, lift the head and feel the arch of the back. And a big exhalation, round the shoulders, round the back. Look into your navel. Big inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone, arch your back. And just move with the breath. Inhaling, arch. As you exhale, round. Really deep breathing. See how much movement you can get in your spine. This is a warm-up for your spine. So really move it. Each vertebra is moving as you breathe deeply. And bring it to stillness. We're going to add lion. Lion is a wonderful way to really exhale deeply. As you inhale and look up and arch, lift the tailbone and slowly exhale, round the shoulders, round the back. Stick out your tongue, open your eyes wide and roar like a lion. And a big inhale, arching the back, lift the tailbone, and lion. Open the eyes wide, open the mouth wide, stick out your tongue far, and roar. Big inhale, lift up, look up, arch, and as you exhale, lion. Really sound like a roaring lion. Activate the throat chakra. One more big inhale and arch. And as you exhale, roar like a lion. And come back to tabletop. Now you can make this really comfortable. We're going to come into our first balasana. So spread maybe a blanket under your knees. Bring the knees as wide as you can and touch your big toes behind you. And then slowly lean the chest and the forehead forward onto the mat. Coming into this wonderful resting pose. It's also a big hip opener. So as you rest your forehead on the mat, relax your shoulders, relax your back, and feel the nice stretch in the hips as the knees stretch open. Begin nice, long, deep breaths here. This is a wonderful way to become aware of the back body, that which represents the universal, that which we can't see but we know is there, the back body. Keep breathing into your back as you breathe deeply and relax completely in this wonderful resting pose. And then bring the elbows to the mat and maybe bring the palms together over your head for a little shoulder stretch. Continue breathing deeply. And as you release your hands, slowly work your way back up on all fours. Bring the knees directly under the hips. And slowly begin circles with your hips. Nice big circles with your hips all around in one direction. And then circle the hips in the opposite direction. Nice big hip circles. Bring it to stillness. Take a deep breath here. We are still warming up. So very slowly, curl your toes under, all 10 toes, and lift your knees. Begin to paddle your feet, bending one knee, straightening the other, and then switch. Bending one knee at a time, pressing the opposite heel towards the mat. Breathe deeply. And as you bring it to stillness, bend the knees slightly, lift the tailbone a little higher. Take a deep breath in downward facing dog pose. Slowly bend the right knee and step your right foot forward. You come up on your fingertips, lift the chest up and look up. Deep breath in lunge pose. Slowly lower your palms, step your right foot back, lift the tailbone a little higher, come into your full expression of the pose, and then bend the left knee. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Come up on your fingertips, lift the heart forward, look up. Lunge pose, wonderful stretch. And then slowly step your left foot back, lift the tailbone a little higher, And once again, lower your knees and just wiggle your tailbone from side to side like a happy puppy. We're going to slowly make our way up to standing. So any way that's comfortable for you, you can use blocks if you have them, or you can again step the right foot forward, curl the left toes under, lift the left knee, and step your left foot forward. You can have the knees bent any amount. And as you come into this deep forward bend, let the head dangle. Shake it, yes. Shake it now. Feel the nice stretch in the backs of your legs. Really, really nice stretch. And then place your hands on your hips. Point your elbows straight up towards the ceiling. And as you root down, slowly make your way all the way up standing. Close your eyes for a minute and just notice how you feel. Come to stillness. And then look down and check your foundation. We don't need that folded blanket right now. We're going to do some standing poses. Very slowly inhale the arms all the way up. Stretch up and exhale the arms down. Big inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. And exhale the arms down. One more time, inhale the arms all the way up. And this time, keep the palms together. Bring them to heart center. Keep pressing palm against palm. Bend your knees and keep pushing your hips behind you, coming into a deep squat, Utkatasana or chair pose. It's a challenging pose. Go as deep as you can. And then slowly straighten the knees, fold forward. Let the head dangle again. Shake it, yes. Shake it, no. And once again, soften the knees. Place your hands on your hips. Root down as you come all the way up standing. And take a deep breath. We are going to step to the wall, which is one of our best maps. As you lean your whole back onto the wall, step your feet about a foot forward, place your hands on your thighs, lean your hips and the back of the head onto the wall, shoulders on the wall. Make sure you have that big arch of the back so you can slide your hand between the wall and your back and slowly begin to slide down into Utkatasana or chair pose. Wonderful stretch for the quadriceps. Take a deep breath here and then slowly push yourself up and take a deep breath. We'll do that again. Inhale, reach up. Bring the palms to heart center. Lean your hips into the wall. Lean the shoulders onto the wall, the back of the head onto the wall, and place your palms on your thighs. As you lengthen, slowly slide down into chair pose, sitting into an invisible chair, and feel the stretch in the quadriceps. Take another deep breath here, and then slowly push yourself away from the wall as you take a deep breath. We're going to really loosen up the whole body because that's quite challenging. Katasana, chair pose. And we're going to do a little balancing. Now, you are right next to the wall. You can use the wall, standing sideways to the wall if you care to. We're going to slowly come up on the tippy toes of the right foot. Turn the right knee out, and you're already balancing. Now, if you're using the wall, you're standing sideways to the wall. Step your foot up on the opposite thigh, anywhere you're comfortable. Focus on a point that's not moving, and maybe you can bring the palms together. Maybe you can reach the arms overhead. And then gracefully come out and repeat it on the other side. Standing sideways to the wall, come up on the tippy toes, turn the knee out, step your foot up on the thigh, and maybe let go of the wall. Maybe reach the arms up and balance. And then gracefully come out. And once again, just shake it all out. Loosen up the whole body. And we are warmed up, ready for the final part, or the third part of our practice. And this is where we use our props and we begin to really come into those wonderful poses of restorative yoga. So the very first one, we're going to either use a bolster, or if you don't have a bolster, you can make a really tight roll with your folded blanket or maybe two blankets, making sure you have a really good support for yourself, because we're coming to lie with the roll directly under the rib cage. And this is really important that you have that roll exactly in the right place. So all of the pressure is off your shoulders. You see how free my shoulders are? I'm going to slide the right arm over the left, palms facing up, and hold the pose. Gently close my eyes down and breathe deeply. And then lift the arms back out, switch sides with the left over right, palms facing up. Close the eyes and breathe deeply. You feel a really nice stretch in the upper back, the shoulders, the upper arms. Make sure you experience the freedom in the upper body. And then slowly release it and push back up. And once again, just wiggle your tail from side to side, like that happy puppy. Next, we're going to prepare for a really, really yummy pose. One of my favorite restorative poses. It's important, if you have any sort of back issue, that you use two folded blankets instead of a bolster, and place it almost like a stairway. One is a little longer than the next one, and it's stepping up, so you don't have a very big bod behind your back. If your back is fine, you can use your bolster directly behind you, making sure your tailbone is touching the back of your bolster. You're directly up against it. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. And now you can use a folded blanket or two to prop up your knees and very slowly lower all the way down on your bolster with the arms open, the lungs open, the chest open. You're really relaxing comfortably. Gently close your eyes down and stay in this wonderful supportive pose, the supported band angle pose. Breathe deeply. If the head is not very comfortable, take one of your folded blankets and use it as a pillow under your head. So you're really comfortable and relaxed. And this is a great pose to begin the centering breath. So once you're really relaxed and comfortable, again, your gaze comes to the tip of your nose, bringing you inward, focusing inward, and slowly begin a long, deep inhalation. Pause at the end. Hold the inhalation. When you need to exhale, let it out slowly and fully. And once again, nice, long, deep inhalation. Pause at the end. And slowly begin to exhale all the way out. Bring your awareness back to the natural way of breathing. Just notice how relaxed your whole body feels. This is a wonderful pose to do. Practice centering breath in. And after a few seconds of natural breathing, once again, begin the slow, long, deep inhalation. And then a long, slow exhalation. Exhalation. And again, long, slow inhalation. And a long, full exhalation. And back to your natural way of breathing. As you completely relax. And we're going to slowly roll onto our right side and use our hands to bring us up seated. And we'll come into a gentle twist on the bolster with a folded blanket on top. Sitting with your hip right up against the bolster, mermaid style, knees are bent. Sitting sideways, lengthen your spine. Hands are on either side of your bolster. Gently twist your torso so you're facing directly forward and begin to walk your hands forward, resting your chest, resting the head, maybe turning your head, and just completely relax in the reclining twist pose. As you breathe deeply and relax with your eyes closed or focusing on the tip of your nose, just come to that quiet breath and notice the twisting action of the torso. And then slowly walk your hands back to center. Turn your whole body around so your other hip is right up against the bolster. Lengthen the spine. Twist a little more so you're facing forward and slowly begin to walk forward. Resting the other cheek. Making sure the shoulder blades are completely relaxed. And you feel the gentle twisting action in the torso as you relax. Breathe deeply. With each breath, just feel the elongation of your spine and keep lengthening it. Nice quiet breaths. Ordinarily, we hold our poses for 5 minutes, so you can make it as long or short as you want. We're going to walk our hands back and prepare for the next wonderful pose. Come kneeling in front of your bolster. Maybe have a folded blanket or two in front of the bolster. Bend the right knee and place your right knee, shin, and foot, even your hip, onto the bolster. Stretch the left leg out long behind you, and then slowly come resting with your forehead resting on the pillow of your arms, resting on a nice folded blanket. And this is called the Sleeping Pigeon, a wonderful pose for the hips. Take nice long deep breaths here. And then slowly walk your hands back and switch sides. Bending the left knee. Place your left knee, your shin, and your hip onto the bolster. Lengthen the spine and slowly fall forward. Making sure your hips are evenly supported. The right leg is stretched out long behind you, and you're in Sleeping Pigeon. Wonderful for your hips. Remember, we hold a lot of tension in the hip area. This is a wonderful way to release all that tension. Keep breathing deeply. and keep letting go. This is your time. Really relax and let go. You can hold it for as long as 5 minutes. Work your way up to 5 minutes. If it's a little uncomfortable for you at first, it will become much more relaxing as you do it more often. And slowly make your way out of Sleeping Pigeon. We're going to come close to the wall. Have only one little blanket for our pillow. We bring the hips all the way up to the wall. And as we lift the legs up the wall, we place our pillow under the head for legs up the wall pose. Our inversion for today. A wonderful resting pose. And there are variations we can do. The one we're going to practice today is bending the knees, slowly sliding the feet all the way to one side for a wall twist, pressing the feet into the wall. You can have a bolster or a blanket under your knees. Experience the twist in the torso. And then inhale the legs back to center. Slide them gently to the right, pressing the feet into the wall. Stretch the arms out in the reclining wall twist. Once again, bring the legs up the wall and just enjoy the wonderful immersion as you breathe deeply. Close your eyes. Relax your whole body as you come to stillness. You can stay here as long as you like, and when you're ready, gently roll onto your right side, and we're going to prepare for Yoga Nidra, our final pose. So, many ways to do it. You can just have a folded blanket under your knees, maybe a little blanket under your head. If you're chilly, you can cover up with a blanket and just come completely relaxed on your back and close your eyes down. Now is the time to fully relax. All the facial muscles soften. Maybe gently roll your head from side to side. Then tighten up all the face and squeeze it together toward the nose, really tightly. And let it go. And now relax the tongue in your mouth, maybe gently touching it to the upper palate. And notice how that relaxes your facial muscles. Gently allow your ears to drop back, the scalp to relax, the eyes drop into their sockets, and your shoulder blades drop onto the back as you fully relax. This is your Shavasana, your deep relaxation. Check and see if there is any part of the body that needs breathing into, letting go. Is there any tension remaining anywhere? And just let go. Release it. Bring the awareness back to the breath. And as you focus on nice, long inhalations, make your exhalations even longer and fuller. Notice if the shoulders relax. Bring your awareness to all the fingers. The palm of your hands. The back of your hands. The forearms. Your elbows. The upper arms. And once again, relax your shoulders. Swallow, relax your throat and the chest. With each inhalation, feel the slight lift and expansion of the rib cage. As you exhale, keep letting go, softening. Continue breathing deeply and scanning the body all the way from the top of the spine to the very base of the spine, relaxing each and every vertebra, each and every rib cage. Your abdomen, the pelvic floor, your hips, and your thighs, the fronts and the backs of your knees, your calves, your ankles, and your feet. Completely relax the tops and the soles of your feet. And then relax all 10 toes. As you bring your awareness back to the breath, focus on the center of the forehead, right between your eyebrows, that third eye area. As if you were breathing through there, inhaling and exhaling through the third eye. Bringing lightness, brightness. Keep breathing through the third eye. Slow down your inhalation Make your exhalations even longer. And as you breathe deeply and fully, notice how your breath is your connection to that divine center deep within your heart. Find yourself there. Be still. It is in the stillness that we find peace, we find healing, we find joy, because your very essence is that fully and completely whole, joyful, happy. That's who you really are, and it's all there within. We just have to tap into it with the breath. Very, very slowly begin to deepen your breath. As you slowly start moving your toes, your fingers, maybe gently open your eyes and begin to stretch and bend and really stretch all around, and then gently hug your knees into the chest and give yourself a little rock from side to side, massaging your hips. Your lower back, and when you're ready, very slowly and carefully roll onto your right side, and using your hands, slowly push yourself up seated. Maybe again sitting up on a folded blanket. Gently close your eyes down. Bring your palms together in Anjali Mudra, the Mudra of offering. As you take a deep breath, and thank you so much for spending time with me today. Stay happy, healthy, and well. Namaste. If you have any questions, just call. We're here for you. Okay. Namaste. I hope I got louder.
It's still going.
I tried.